Good morning, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Me First Mornings. I am your host, Patricia Barrow Wolfson. I'm an intuitive coach and an energy healer, a wife and a mom of 3 boys. And my mission is to teach you how to, number one, calibrate your energy. Number two, how to integrate self-care into easy, doable steps. And number three, how to embrace your own natural gifts to achieve a life you love. Now, that'd be good to me. If you like it, keep watching. Today, we are going to be talking about sacred communication, or on this holiday week as we are revving up for, well, this week we've got Christmas. Then I think after that there is Kwanzaa. We already had Hanukkah. So there's lots of family gatherings and get-togethers where perhaps you're getting together with people and having heated conversations, or especially when it's family, there's always people who got that, family are the ones that got that trigger button on they got like speed dial to where your triggers are, and they can just like push your buttons really easily. So the holidays can be really stressful, and you can be a little intense when you're getting together with your family. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, about how to make things a little less intense, about how to communicate a little bit more effectively and with more kindness and compassion. So that will be today's discussion. In the meantime, I want to remind you, if you have not done so yet, please go ahead and download the free GPS workbook that I have available for you. And what this is going to do is it's just going to give you an outline of questions for you to consider to figure out what is your ideal GPS? What are your ideal coordinates? And what do I mean by that? When we're talking about energy and calibrating your energy, there is like a destination, or there is a specific feeling, or a energetic vibration that you want to achieve, right? And we use words to connect with that energetic vibration. And so you don't have to think of the vibration you want to be at, but you want to think about what is the word that encompasses the feeling that you want. Maybe it's peace. Maybe it's connection. Maybe it's happiness. Maybe it's joy. Maybe it's, you know, I don't know, easy and fun and playful and creative. Whatever word resonates with you, a word that you want to embody more and more. This is what the GPS is. And so the workbook will take you through, and you can ask yourself all these questions, and eventually you'll figure out, oh, I guess, peace is really what I want more than anything, or spaciousness is what I want more than anything. Of course, those are mine, but you have your own, and you can do and choose whatever word resonates with you. Okay. So, also, if you're watching and you're not on YouTube and you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, go to YouTube, go to Jumpstart for Change, and subscribe, and ding the little notification bell so that you can get informed when I'm here. And of course, if you don't already know, I'm here Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. EST on Facebook and on YouTube. You can also find me on Twitter. You can also find me on TikTok, although this show's not on TikTok, but you can find me there just posting 1-minute little, tips, strategies, some card pulls. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and follow me there at Calibrate Your Energy. So let us begin our ritual. And so be patient with me today because I've had no sleep. So I'm going to be potentially moving slowly or talking really fast. Could go either way. Let me know if you guys are having issues hearing me. And the reason I'm asking is because I don't have my headphones like I normally do. So I'm just hoping that everything's working properly. But I can see myself, so I know you can see me. Just let me know if you can't hear me. Okay. So let's light our candle. Here we go. Couldn't find my lighter. All right, here we go. So light the candle. And now we're going to use some essential oils. And I'm actually bringing a new one today. So this is a new essential oil that I use from a different company. Organic Infusions is another company. I don't get like sponsors or anything, but I like to share what I use because it's good. So it's a meditation oil. Can you see it? I don't know if you can see it. Anyway, it is Organic Infusions, and so this meditation oil is gets me into the zone too, much like my sacred frankincense, which I am out of. So I have to get more. Okay, so let's just, I like to put it in my hair, as you guys know. It gives me the nice smell that it follows me around as long as it lasts. There we go. Just smell that beautiful scent. If you have a scent that you like, use that one. And you can choose something that's either grounding or something that's energizing or something that just sort of connects you to whatever feeling you want. Perhaps even you can connect the word or your GPS coordinates to the scent, right? So that the scent will automatically trigger that word. And that's really what we're looking for, is we're looking for the embodiment of this feeling and of these words. Hi, Mom. I'm going to pretend you're not here in the room with me. My parents are in town for Christmas. It's been awesome. Um, it's been a mission, and I have to get this house organized for Christmas. I am very grateful for their presence. And it's been really good because some of the things that I'm going to be talking to you about today are some of the things that I have implemented to make, the experience more pleasant for all of us, right? Because we have to keep ourselves in check, Feelings are intense right now, emotions are high, pressure's on. The holidays, Christmas Eve is on Friday, and then we have New Year's, and so there is that feeling naturally of needing to do things, of having to do things. And so you may be feeling the stress or the anxiety or the overwhelm. Maybe you're ready and you've had your presents like wrapped and done for weeks. Or maybe you're more like me, which is they're still arriving from Amazon and they're showing up at your door. Wherever you're at, we just got our tree up. I put lights on last night. Wherever you are, just be kind and compassionate with yourself and embrace, where you are in the holiday season, and try to make it as fun as possible, because that's really what it's about: creating traditions and having fun, connecting with your family. Although I know that can be challenging. So we'll talk a little bit about that today. Okay. So now, hold on. Take deep breaths. Oh, deep breaths. That's what we're doing next. All right. So I have my crystal spheres. You can feel free to grab any crystals that you like, or none at all. Just put your hands on your lap, either face down or face up, or in a mudra. And we're going to take 3 very intentional deep breaths. And as we take these deep breaths, we're going to imagine that the top of our head is just opening up, and it's opening up to receive all of the beautiful sunlight, healing light from the heavens. And especially right now, we are in the midst of that full moon winter solstice energy. So it is powerful energy right now. And we're going to open up the top of our heads and just receive that powerful energy. We're going to receive that healing light. We're going to receive all the goodness that the heavens have to offer us. And at the same time, we're going to put our feet planted firmly on the ground, and we're going to imagine that our legs, almost like straws, are going to suck up all of the nourishment, all of the life force energy, all of that healing, natural energy that comes from the earth, that comes from Mother Gaia, that comes from Mother Nature, however you want to name it, right? That creative life force energy. We're going to imagine that comes up our legs. And so we're having down, just imagine that the sun coming down from the skies and the earth filling us up from the bottom, and having those energies mix in our bodies. And all of that beautiful energy is going to break apart any dense, stagnant, or stuck energy that's in our bodies. And it's just going to break it apart. And when we release our breath, when we exhale, we're going to release anything that does not serve us. And we're going to do this really slow, really intentionally. Hold on. Just noticed, because I have the candle, I have like black stuff on my face. Okay. Just had to fix that. Anyway, let's take 3 deep, intentional, deep breaths. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. And hold. and release. Okay, one more deep breath. Let's go. I want you to just increase your capacity to bring in any of that healing light and life force energy. Just bring it in as much as you can. And hold. And release. And one last deep breath. And hold. And release. If I waited too long on that one, I would have fallen asleep. Okay. So now let's do a little stretching as we usually do, and just sort of like tug on your neck. Just stretch it out and release any tension. We released any sort of stuck, stagnant energy inside. And now we want to release any sort of stiffness or tension in our body because we want things to flow. That's the idea, right? We want us to flow from head to toe. We want to flow, right? We want our energy to flow. We want our body to flow. We want our thoughts to flow. And that's what this is. We are connecting mind, body, and spirit, right? So let's just, feels good. Oh my goodness. I need to stretch so bad. Okay. Ooh, feels great. Okay, now shake it out. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. My camera changed color again. All right, hold on. Let's see if we can fix it. Did I fix it? I don't know. Maybe. Okay. So now we're going to set our intentions and say our prayer. So our intentions, of course, works using our GPS word. So if you have one already, then you can go ahead and apply it. If you have not done the GPS workbook, here's a little reminder of where to get it, but you don't need it. Just pick a word. And in fact, since we've been talking about the holidays, maybe you want to pick a word that encompasses how you want to experience the holidays. What is a word that encompasses your feeling for the holidays? You want to feel festive. You want to feel connection. You want to feel celebration. You want to feel joy. You want to feel uplifted. You want to feel spirit. Maybe you want to feel that spiritual essence of the holiday. And that's what you want to bring into the holiday. Maybe you really just need some joy. You've had a really tough year. You just want to have fun. Think about what you would like to begin the week with, right? Because this is the holiday week for those of you who are celebrating. And for those of you who aren't, you kind of still feel that hustle and bustle of the new year coming up. And so think about maybe how you want to bring in the new year. And you can start this week with starting to embody that intention. So whatever that intention is, think about that now. And we're going to ask through this prayer that I have written, we're going to ask for the support of the angels and guides, creator, source, and we're going to ask for support to make this happen, to help us embody the feelings that we want to create a beautiful, joyous holiday season. And for it to be whatever we need it to be, for whatever you need it to be during this time for the highest and greatest good of all. Okay, so let's sit down and do our prayer. Sorry. Just trying to adjust the, there we go. I fixed the light again. All right. Okay. Divine Mother, Infinite Father, Creator, Ascended Masters, Archangels, Ancestors, Spirit Guides, and all beings of 100% pure white light, allow me to be a clear and open channel of your light and love without hesitation or ego. May the highest vibration of infinite consciousness connect with my higher self and release any and all things that no longer serve me. I ask that Saint Germain and his infinitely powerful violet flame burn away the things that no longer serve myself or humanity and hold us back from our divine existence. Help us to embody our intentions for the day and help us raise the collective vibration for the highest and greatest good of all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So be it, and so it is. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you for doing that with me. Now it's time to pull a card. I love pulling cards. Let's see what the energy says today. The energy is going to tell me to go to sleep because that's what I need. Okay, so let's talk about communication. And what did I want to talk specifically about today? So I'm this week I think communication is such an important discussion, especially as I said, as we approach the holiday season, as we approach the new year and think about how we want to embody the next year coming up for us. You know, it's hard to say how things are going to go. It's been a challenging couple of years for certainly my family and for many other people as well. And we really can't control what comes our way externally. All we can do is manage how we respond. We can manage our perspective. We can manage our outlook. We can manage the tools and strategies that we apply to those challenges that we face. And so I think that that's really what I want to help you do, and especially in terms of communication, right? We want to show up as the best versions of ourselves. We want to be authentic and real, right? We want to be authentic and real. So let's see here. Um, we want to talk about validation and expectation in terms of, having a good relationship with the people who you are spending time with. And I want to talk about validation and expectation because those are sort of the two elements that are very important in considering when you are thinking about improving the quality of communication between you and anyone else. First of all, is validation, right? Everybody wants to be validated. Everybody wants to be seen and heard, right? They want that. They want to know that regardless of whether or not you agree with their viewpoint, that you acknowledge that their viewpoint exists and is valid for them. And I think that that's an important perspective to have, that no matter who you're speaking with, everybody's perspective is valid to them. And so when you keep that in mind, and you maybe don't agree with it, maybe you don't even want to hear it because it is a perspective that upsets you or that is triggering for you or that is offensive to you. Keep in mind that everybody wants and deserves to be seen. And they do, because we are all, children of God, and each one of us and our thoughts and our feelings and our perspectives are valid. And so you need to begin from that place and think, if you're a religious person and, if you do celebrate Christmas and you believe in Jesus, might want to say, what would Jesus do in this situation? How would Jesus approach this? Because, he was definitely a man who validated people's concerns and perspectives and viewpoints. And he wanted to bring people together and let them know that they mattered and they were worthy of their thoughts and feelings and of being on this planet. And if Jesus doesn't work for you, maybe you have a different spiritual leader, or you have a different mentor, or you have a different thought, or a different relationship with spirit or source. But I hope that you can find it within you to see that everyone is valid, right? One of the things that I did this year to sort of represent that and remind myself of everybody's opinion being valid, in life, is that I put the lights on my Christmas tree, and I put like these white lights on the top and these white lights on the bottom, and I put like these multicolored lights in the middle. And I always normally put white lights on my tree because I like kind of how they sparkle. But when I was putting the tree lights up specifically, I started thinking, it's important to add all the colors of the spectrum. I mean, not just because, of course, we support the rainbow life, right? And we have rainbow flags, and we kind of wanted to support that aspect too of the LGBTQT community and have that represented, but also that with that rainbow of colors, with all those colors, I looked at it today and I thought, just like in the movie Inside Out, each one of those colors represent an emotion or a feeling, right? You had red, which was anger. You had blue, that was sadness. You had green, that was envy. You had, all these different colors. And so as I looked at the lights on my tree, I realized that the colors also represented that all feelings are valid during this holiday time. Because sometimes we're made to feel like we can't feel bad, or we can't feel upset, or we can't feel, and there's a lot of people feeling a whole bunch of other emotions that do not connect with joy or holiday cheer. And I want you to know that even if you're having a hard time, and if you're sad or depressed or disconnected, that those feelings are valid too. And you're allowed to feel them at this time of year, and do whatever you can to witness them and allow yourself to feel them and let them move through you. And hopefully, then you can move to the next emotion, the next best feeling emotion, right? You don't go from sadness and depression to bliss. Okay. It is an interval, right? You have to go in increments. So incrementally over this holiday, I encourage you to move sort of up the feeling scale so that you can feel good. All right, let's see what these cards have to say, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. Okay, so here we go. The card that I pulled today is number 49, Talisman. I really like this card and what this tells me. And I love it because it is the holiday season, right? And so this season, and talisman is like, you can look at it as sort of an object that represents something. And I think that this holiday represents something, right? And the season represents something. Our tree upstairs that we hung up, it represents something. It represents the idea of, there always being life, right? The tree inside the house that's still representative of life, dressing it up in these lights and ornaments. It is representative of our celebration of life. It is us knowing that we want to be in this life and we want to have fun and we want to enjoy it. And so take whatever object or this holiday or something else and have it so that you can hold it close, right? We're talking about the GPS system where you can use a word or a phrase to kind of get you to where you want to go. But what this card tells me is that maybe you need something more concrete than just a feeling. I use crystals, I use essential oils, I use my jewelry, and it could be something else. You could decide to make something. You could make something with your family. You can make something just for yourself and create something that's going to connect you to the way you want to feel, something that's going to remind you to embody what you want to create, not just during this holiday season, but for the upcoming year. Mary, good morning. Must look like your tree is belly dancing. Totally, it does, because I have some of those like chaser lights, so it like sparkles. It's really fun. Good morning, Carrie. Good morning. I just saw that you guys were here. Sorry about that. All that color dancing in the middle. Absolutely. It was something that brought me so much joy, and I've never really done that, but it was something that really connected for me, that I was like, you know what? I need a reminder that all my emotions are valid and that I can feel sad and I can also feel happy and I can also miss something at the same time as I'm excited for something, because we are not cut and dry, people. We are complicated, multidimensional, multi-level feeling beings. So you can feel many, many things at the same time. And so you just have to kind of navigate what you want to feel and what you want to embody for this time. So if you need some help, like I said, pick a talisman, pick if you want to focus on the holiday and decorating, that's something that I'm doing, right? Because it has been a little bit rough. It has been a challenging few weeks, and it continues to be a little bit challenging. And so I'm using the holiday as a way to remind myself that there is still joy in this time. There is still something to celebrate. There is still a tradition that can be honored and respected, and it can make me feel connected, not just to my family that's here and present with me right now, but to my ancestors who celebrated with me too. I can feel connected to that lineage, to that celebration, to that feeling of, joy that we've all experienced at this time, because Christmas has always been fun for my family. I don't know if that's the case for you, but if it hasn't and this isn't the holiday for you, then pick something else. Choose something else to focus on. It doesn't have to be this, it doesn't have to be Christmas. If your family doesn't celebrate, or if it doesn't resonate with you, or if Christmas has always sucked, choose something else to focus on that helps bring you the joy or the peace or the connection that you desire, even if that is, kind of allowing yourself to feel the grief and the loss that you've experienced in your life, and then move on from there if you can. Weird is the new awesome. Yes, Mary, I agree. Weird is definitely the new awesome. Okay, so let's talk about, I talked a little bit about validation, and we have another few minutes left, and I want to talk about expectation, because everybody goes into the holiday season, or anything, even when you think back to Thanksgiving or any of the holidays that we've experienced, there's an expectation there, right? Everybody has their own agenda of what they would like or how they would like to see things unfold. For example, my kids know that they want a stack load of presents under the tree. And so if I don't provide them with at least a few presents for them to kind of feel like we've remembered them, that we're celebrating, if I provide nothing, then they're going to be disappointed. So we have to kind of take into consideration and manage the expectations that we have for the people that we love, but also our own expectations and our own potential limitations of the situation right now, right? Which means you also have to take your own expectations into consideration. Perhaps you want to create this perfect memory, this perfect holiday, right? But we all know that perfect doesn't exist. And really, it's just about how you feel about things and how you allow things to unfold. So, what can you do to make this a holiday where you feel truly connected to the experience? It's not always going to be, singing Silent Night and carols and, cheering with eggnog or whatever, like you see in those Hallmark cheesy movies, right? I mean, you have these things and that's great. And if that is how your holiday turns out for you, then that's amazing. But it isn't always that way. Sometimes things go wrong, or you burn the food, or, like you couldn't quite get all your decorations up, or, certain people were supposed to bring dessert and they didn't, or whatever the case may be. You need to manage your expectations and set forth that your only mission is for you to take that GPS word where you plugged in your coordinates for what you want your holidays to be like, and apply that filter to whatever else is happening, right? So let's say you're having a discussion with somebody and you want this holiday to feel peaceful, right? So you're having a discussion with somebody and like that there's a hot topic issue that comes up, right? And that you can launch into this whole conversation and it can become a whole thing. Or you can kind of step back and just remove yourself from the conversation, allow whatever needs to happen, but just remove yourself because you yourself do not want to hold that vibration. So that is on you. If you see that there's a conversation happening that you don't want to involve yourself with, or if you do want to involve yourself with, because that is the connection that you make with yourself, that is how you're showing up in integrity, that is how you're showing up authentically, then you make that choice. But always pass it through your GPS word, right? So if your GPS word is peace, if you're normally the type of person that likes a good debate, but if the debate does not bring you peace, then you need to think about whether or not you want to get into a debate about a topic that's going to take you away from the peace that you're trying to create, right? Good morning, Sound. Good morning. Same thing goes if you want to create connection, right? If what you want most from this holiday season is connection, then think about, as you're interacting with the people that you have in your home or with your family, you have to think about, how can I create connection? And if you find yourself getting into a fight with somebody, or if you find like that you've been triggered, then ask yourself, how can I turn this, which feels really challenging right now, into a moment of connection? Now, I'm not going to tell you that that's easy, because it's not. And you may not even be able to stop yourself before it goes into old territory with like old stories and old reactions. But if you can sort of open your mind to paying attention, right? To continuing the awareness of when you're triggered or when things are heading in a direction that you don't want them to go, right? So that you don't allow the momentum to pick up. You got to put on the brakes. You got to consider your GPS word and say, okay, how I'm handling this right now, is it bringing me closer to what I'm looking for, right? And that's where you insert your GPS word right there, right? Peace, love, connection, whatever. So is this choice of how I'm handling this bringing me closer to that? Or is this choice bringing me further from what my intention is. And if you can apply that tool and that strategy to any sort of intense conversation or situation or challenging event that kind of shows up, then you're able to navigate it with the filter of what you want. And that will help you to embody what you're looking for. And the more you are able to do that, the more you are shifting your energy and calibrating your frequency to that word, to that GPS, to that calibration that you are looking for. And that's how we do it, one step at a time. Okay, Feliz Natal, some Feliz Natal. All right, we're going to wrap up for today. I will be back tomorrow. We're going to talk a little bit more about sacred communication. And specifically, tomorrow, I'm going to talk about the superpower that you can have during difficult conversations. Okay, we'll talk about it then. Thank you so much. Have a